again. I'm your host, Rezie here, and we're chillaxing every Saturdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Today is the 10th of September 2022, and we're here talking about toxic workplace. I have on the phone here with me one of my my former co-worker, and we're not going to name any location or any organization, but we're just going to speak randomly. And you're free to chime in anytime you feel. The number to call is 462-1100, or you can WhatsApp us at 788-8553. Good afternoon, Josh Annette.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to all of your listeners. Life is happening today. I should have been with you, but apparently I'm currently at urgent care with a sick human.
Oh my. So now, today we're talking about toxic workplace. And we're gonna speak about our experiences, and that's why I actually asked a former co-worker to be here with me today. And we had some situations that happened while we were at a former workplace that we need to share. And the reason why we're sharing is because there may be other persons who are in the similar situations like what we were in, and they may not think that they have a way out, or they think that it's all about them. So that's why we're here sharing, so you can improve ourselves and improve the way which we go about life in general. All right. So, yeah. Josh Annette, how was life at that former organization?
So I have had one with you, and I've had one at another institution. So I've been at two institutions where I would classify them as a toxic workplace.
Oh, both?
And people need to understand. I think the first thing you can tell when a workplace is toxic is when they have a high employee turnover.
Yes.
Top of the list. If you work anywhere and you recognize
everybody keep on moving,
keep on complaining, that's obviously a sign that the workplace is toxic. Another sign that the workplace is toxic is if you go and individuals are not motivated to work. Because individuals genuinely want to help and they want to give. When you find somebody who's always complaining, always nagging, and it's not necessarily because of their co-workers, but we want to put management in caps and bold and red. When management is the problem, you find that individuals aren't motivated. That's a sign that you're at a toxic workplace. And another thing that you can look out for another toxic workplace is when you find that individuals are always sick.
Always sick, right?
Always sick. And it's not the player sick as in I feel sick. No, they're genuinely sick. Because if you were to think about it, we spend the majority of our time at work. And if every time you go to work, you're stressed out, you feel, like you're being clamped down on, your body actually reacts to it. Studies have shown that, it's not just physical sickness, sometimes it's mental sickness. And I will say to anybody, coming from a toxic workplace, it's hard to leave because there's different things. A lot of us will stay there because we have bills to pay. We have commitments that we need to meet. We have children that we need to feed. However, we go there, we're so stressed out, we're so demotivated, sometimes we get lost along the way.
That's so true. That is so true. So true. So true. I can speak about the fact that the sickness. I remember the first organization that I was at, the first one. We had more clients, we had more work, and I was anxious to go to work. I was there 7:30 and that I was there. And then the other organization, we had less clients, and then it was just ridiculous. I was dragging myself out of bed. I'm like, do I gotta go? Do I have to go? And I'm like, oh, it's 7:30. Oh, I got 15 more minutes. I can waste the 15 more minutes in my car. These are things that show you that something is wrong at the organization. What about communication? Do they communicate internally with the workers? How do they put their communication out to the people, to the public? Did you find communication was a problem, Josh Annette?
You need to understand communication isn't writing a letter or coming to a meeting or post out memos. Communication is listening to individuals who are within the organization. It is pointless that you work somewhere and you have a suggestion to make the organization better.
And it cannot be heard.
And it cannot be heard.
Yes.
But you know the problem that Antigua and Barbuda, people of Poland, some after them.
Have mercy.
After me, trouble. So after me, no, they come out. No, they go to the work organizations and not to go to the place that belongs to them.
And they're not realizing that they're there for a reason. They're there for a purpose.
No, you come home work. That's not reason you come home work.
Yeah, that's the purpose to serve. The purpose is to serve.
Yes, the communication is definitely a big turn off, and sometimes individuals listen not to understand, but listen to respond. Another thing with communication is the lack of empathy.
Yes,
the lack of understanding. The lack of,
For example, let me cut you across, but look at, for example, now the situation here now. We are mothers, and our children come first. So you are there. But when you call in for these things, I think, well, I know work has to be done, but I'm sure there are other ways, especially technologically wise now, that we can get the work done and still be or dealing with something that's in an emergency. But when you demand that you be there to sit down and watch me, while my child is over there, something is wrong.
But then that's what society expects though. And again, that comes to communication. If the person that you're communicating understands that we are mothers, and as a new mother, I don't want to miss work. But let's be realistic. If it calls for me to miss work, I'm going to have to miss work because I obviously can't leave the human home alone.
Love to talk about humans here.
No, can't. And a lot of people in the places that we work, they expect you to neglect your children.
Oh my.
And if you neglect your children, they can't please society, then cause you and say, nah, good mother. Say, nah, win any which way it's on.
So just be you. I always say that. You just be you. Because at the end of the day, that's another thing. Sometimes, no matter what you do or no matter how you try, some people will still not be pleased with what you do. Just have to be you and be the best you can be. That's one thing. Now, what about, we spoke about communication. And that's another thing. You made mention of the memos and all that stuff. Now, when you're in a meeting, you can discuss things. You have a say. But when you give out memos, in my eyes, it's like, this is what you're doing, and that's it. Don't ask me no question. You're done there.
Because you know that there's a difference between a leader and a manager.
Oh, big difference. A lot of
individuals are managers, they're not leaders. They can manage the organization, but they can't lead people within the organization, because a leader should be able to, encourage and motivate you to follow the vision that they have.
I have a quote on this, because that's one of the quotes I put in there for the leadership section. John Quincy Adams states, the 6th president of the United States, he wrote, if your actions allow others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. And that's the thing, if the person that's put in charge of you do not allow you to promote yourself, then I wouldn't classify that person to be a leader.
They're a manager. Because we have lots of managers. We have lots of managers, because I've worked with not one, not two, but many managers and not leaders. Because a leader is somebody who has good communication skills, has a good vision and mission for themselves and for the organization that they're a part of. This person is a people person. Because a lot of managers and leaders, they don't love people according to right. They don't love nobody.
Sad to say, but true. Sad to say, but true.
And a leader is somebody whose understanding goes back to mothers. And I don't want it to be a biased thing. Fathers too. Because we need to have a whole talk about fathers getting only 2 weeks home. Fathers need that time with their children, just like mothers need that time. Just like how, society tell them to toughen up and go. A whole lot of topics. But as a leader, you have to understand that when you are in an organization and you have lots of women, these women have children, and I have a personal kind of person close to me, where a mother needed some time because her daughter had to get some special treatment. And the manager of the plan did not understand that. Inconsiderate in all round.
Now let's go on to the next one. What about accountability? Did you find that they were accountable for their actions, or could we hold them accountable for their actions?
Accountability
oh my
is that one organization.
Oh my.
We live in a country where accountability is not necessary. And it's sad to say our governments are not accountable for the millions and trillions of dollars that they have received. And all of the organizations under them, unfortunately, follow that trend. Apparently, in Antigua and Barbuda, financial statements should be given to the individuals in these organizations as they're a part of raising the funds and they're part of the organization. But you know, that is
another
criminal
topic.
offense to ask. Don't ask them about their money.
Oh my.
No accountability. I work at a particular organization for years. Out of my house, a clean chicken 6 o'clock in the morning. But I don't know how much money I make. I don't know how the money spent. And how dear me are.
Let's say,
That is exciting.
oh my. Trust me, it's ridiculous. And that's the thing. No, after you've put in all that work, you have devoted your time, your money. Sometimes you have to put in. Sometimes you drop short somewhere.
Your own gas. No.
Gas.
It's not about the job start. You put in your own gas in your vehicle. And on a Saturday, you're there. You're transporting things. Oh, you remember when your car glass got broken?
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about it. Remember we saying we're sugarcoating everything here.
Let's not forget I mentioned that.
Yes.
But there are many instances
yes.
where there's no accountability, but I'm going to definitely say I'm not going to be hypocritical. That isn't just a few institutions. That is an issue with Antigua and Barbuda. We lack accountability. And that's what people just do what they want.
Exactly.
They have copy money and do what they want.
What about internal growth? Did you see that they provided ways for employees to grow internally?
Certain company, it's not the people who work, the people according to all those other people who, there's the people who kiss ass. I'm allowed to start. But there's no room for growth, and again goes back to individuals are not motivated to do anything anymore. It's sad all around, but
really sad, really and truly sad. Really and truly sad, because what I'm saying now, when you go to a workplace, you're there from about 8 o'clock to 4 for some people. That's like a lot of hours. You only have a few hours left in your day, so you have to make sure where you go.
Be a happy place.
Exactly.
Because the majority of your days, because we spend 5 days out of a week, and on some places say 8 to 4, 8 to 5, 9 hours out of your day you spent at this place. It must be a happy place, and if you go to this place and it's toxic, that
and it drains you.
Overflows into your personal life.
Now, last question on this part here. How did you find the environment impacted your mental health?
A student said to me, I feel like you're an angry person inside, and nobody can be this bubbly. I will tell anybody, I will make the best of whatever situation I am put in.
I know that.
That does not mean that I said to a student, that does not mean I don't get angry, that does not mean I don't get sad, that does not mean I don't get depressed. But 90% of the time, I choose to be happy. I choose to look past all of the crazy things, because I really think if you go somewhere and you're always going to be angry, you're always going to complain, that is going to transition into the person that you are. And I don't want to be that person. So you, as an individual, I'm giving anybody this advice to work at a place that's toxic. You have to choose to go there and be awesome. You have to choose to go there and ignore the negative. You have to choose that, I am going to do my job, because if you will go and you're going to take up the traits that place gives off, you are going to eventually be miserable. You're going to be the one with mental health problems. You are going to be the one that's sad. And that's not good for you as a person.
Now, it also decreases productivity, It decreases productivity.
And I will say to everybody isn't like me. Because I would have said to one of my colleagues, people are no longer as motivated and caring and willing to do as much. Because when you find that you keep doing and you keep giving and keep doing and giving and going above and beyond and it's not recognized, you as an individual stop.
That's true. That's so true, though. That's so true.
And then you also have the situation where I would have thought, opposed that individuals will migrate, individuals will stop doing what they have to do because they're no longer motivated.
Miss, one of our comments said, is like everything seems like doomsday. Is there anything positive, Miss Wiltshire? Monique? Was there anything positive from the whole situation?
I made some lifelong friends.
Yes.
So that's one positive. We have to put that at the top. I would have learned how to deal with a manager and not a leader.
It toughened you up. Yes, it did.
I would have learned the importance of accountability ever so often now. So I know it's not happening there. So I learned the importance of that. I would have learned what not to do if I ever become a leader. So again, in life, anything that is given to you, you have two options. You can take it and make it something positive, pull the positives from it, or you can make it, as you said, a doom and gloom situation.
Yeah.
You can go to work, and I will say to anybody, you will leave this place every day, and you're either stressed out here, like I'm gonna when I close this door or walk out this gate, it is dark. Because you, as an individual, you have to protect your peace.
You have to protect your mind, because if your mind goes, that's it. That's it.
I would give, and we started out by giving the characteristics of a toxic workplace. As an individual who works at a toxic workplace, I would suggest, one, you need to get good friends.
Yes, keep you sane.
Individuals that you can, and I'm not talking about the friend that will encourage you for late and the friend that will encourage you for cost. This friend that's going to encourage you to look past all the crazy things that's happening at the workplace. You need to find an outlet that you like. I am a lover of hiking. On the weekends that I get to do a hike, that's always something refreshing. I would also suggest, stop doing so much. Stop. You done work 2 o'clock, go home 2 o'clock. You done work 4 o'clock, go home 4 o'clock. Too many times we as individuals, we give to these organizations. And sometimes we just need to stop giving for our mental health. And I would also suggest, try talking to your manager. Give them your opinion. Because sometimes these individuals might not change right away, but trust me, they hear what you're saying. And sometimes somebody just needs to plant the seed into being a good or changing from a manager to a leader.
Okay, before I break, let me give my unit and is there anything else you wanna share, Josh, Annette, before I let you go and deal with your little human, as you love to say? Okay, so yes, I can contest to what Josh Annette was saying. It was a journey. And I guess what, for me, it was a big eye-opener, because where I came from, the first organization, we expected so much. And I was accustomed of seeing so much. And it was not what I expected. It was very autocratic. We were told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, where to do it. And I think as grown adults, if you're given rules from the beginning, I think we should be adhering to it instead of trying to monitor me 24/7. I think I know what I'm doing, If I proved or I showed you that you need to monitor me, then. But if you're consistently doing it, we have a call on the line. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, caller.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Hello.
I'm here. I'm hearing you.
I can't hear you. Talk up.
You can hear me now?
Not well, but I can hear a little better.
Okay. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Huh?
You're on air. You are on air.
I don't want to go on the air.
Oh. I'll take you off then. Yes, as I was saying, it was really toxic for me mentally, and it drained me, because the passion that I had or the enthusiasm I had going to work diminished. And I felt like I was just doing my clock in and out. And that's something that you as managers or anybody would not want.
And can I add to that point there? I will also say when I transferred from that institution and I went to another one, unfortunately you take that with you.
Yeah, that's a sad thing.
I went there saying, "Man, I do not and ask me for do not, you know." And again, being the person that I am now involved in so
much.
that is because I moved from being under a manager to being a leader, being somebody that any vision that this person had and they needed me, I was there.
Yes.
Because they made you feel like, you know, you are somebody. So it definitely does affect your mental health.
Does.
And when you leave to go somewhere else, it can change who you want to be.
You see, but you have to be strong, you know, because it takes a strong person to not crumble amidst all that. You know what hit a nerve for me? I remember a particular co-worker. She was going through so much, and instead of the leader, I don't call him leader, the manager being there to support her, it went from 0 to 2,000 in a matter of a month, and I was like, dude, you are in this position to help this woman. In my mind, I was going crazy. Like, this is your job. You were there in that role for a reason. And that person's going crazy now on the road. I'm like, what's going on?
Managers need to understand that we as an institution, and this at the two institutions I work, they assume that when they do something to one person, they're not doing it to everybody. But they need to know, when you affect one, you affect
all. That's the thing.
Because we see how you treat somebody and we automatically say, that means you could have treated me so. And also we expect, and maybe we need to not expect so much, but sometimes we expect certain
expectations are too high. We need to meet people where they are.
Correct. So as managers and leaders, anybody listening today, you need to understand that your actions don't affect just the person. You might be giving that person too bad one, or you might be giving that person a less, or you might be giving that person a hard time, but you're affecting the whole organization. Because remember, that person has friends, and that person has friends, and everybody in the organization, we expect, and go back to being a mother. When I see you treat a mother a particular way, when I know that this child is genuinely sick or this mother is genuinely needed, it turns me off from doing things for the organization and doing things for you as the manager.
Trust me, the experiences were gruesome. Come to a point where I had to realize I have to accept people for who they are and just work accordingly. And that's the mentality I had at that second organization. Because my grandmother always tell me, you know, the light lamp look for people. You don't know people lie? Hello, start to write. You don't know people that always conveniently forget, so how to take pictures, record things. So when they conveniently forget, you can remind them of the incidents and dates as well. You know, these are ways that which I coped with the situation. And I'm giving you what I did or the experiences that we had, you know. So it's not easy. It's not easy. Josh, I'm going to let you go so you can deal with your little human. It's always a pleasure having you here with us. And I know if the situation would have been reversed, you would have been present with me throughout my show. I know. But don't worry. Mommy duties.
I will definitely have another conversation, but I will definitely say this is a topic that must be discussed. Because individuals who are in leadership roles, they determine the culture of an organization.
They do.
But I also want to put in this other point. We are talking about managers, but there are also people within the organization that make the organization.
I will get to that, trust me. I will get to that. I will definitely get to that.
Who love carrying you.
Bring, come, carry, come. Okay. Where you go when the manager place spa? Down there for you? Headquarters?
The people there who always have some excuse who make them can't do their work, so now you have to do for them the work. So you have for them the work at once. There are also reasons why institutions are toxic. People who are always complaining.
Utilizing resources.
Yes. They make institutions toxic. So we have a situation where managers can make an institution toxic. Or workers can also make that institution toxic. Because if you're working with some people who are always negative, who are always complaining, who are always looking for the fault, no matter what idea you come up with, that person,
it will never change.
You have somebody who, and every job place has had this person. No matter how brilliant the idea is, there's going to be that one person who just have stubborn negative mistakes.
That's so true.
That is also, those people also can cause an organization to be toxic. An organization can also be toxic based on its location, because you should work according to the law in a place that has a clean bathroom, that has good ventilation. And when people don't have these things, those can be reasons why an organization is seen as toxic. It's not just a manager, there are other things that can make an organization toxic.
That's true. That's true. So everything works together. The manager, exactly, the employees, the environment, the situation, everything, the community as well, you know. Everything plays a role in this whole situation right here. Toxicity.
I did not think of the community, but that's a very good point. Because, you know, we come from a, not calling any belief, a stigma where they don't believe in education, and they transition that to children, and these children transition that to adulthood, and they transition it in everything. So they don't see the need for growth. They don't see how them behave in a particular way can cause problems. Politics and all. In a silly season now, the politics and all can cause workplaces to be toxic. You don't talk about a couple things in Antigua. Religion, politics, you know, talk about vaccine either.
Oh gosh. Okay, come on. Good afternoon, Mr. Baptist.
It's a pleasure having being on here and on a different circumstance. I would have definitely been in studio with you today.
That's okay, hon. It's always a pleasure having you. Have a good one, and I wish you all the best, especially for your little humor. All right then.
All right.
Okay, guys, that was Joshua on the line, and she spoke at length about her experiences. Don't touch that dial, guys, because shortly we will be telling you about, we're not going to only share experiences, because we're going to talk about ways in which to improve or to make the workplace livable. We're going to speak with a professional. Miss Norton should be here as well, and we also be telling you ways in which you could adapt, or not adapt. You're going to try to alleviate your stress or try to make it workable as we go through. So don't you dare touch that dial, guys. We'll be right back.
It's time to shop new arrivals